Greetings, one and all, to the most cursed, most cringiest corner of the internet. A YouTube channel content creator actively alienating everyone in both the analog and digital world. Well, welcome and good evening, wonderful dice of all alignments. I am Lunar D8. OBS Chan's working just fine. Let's play Snowkissed Romance. If I can find the mouse. Start. What is the ellipses here? Oh, it's hair. Oh, it's like, what is this? Okay. It's my last winter break before college. It feels nostalgic to be back in Yukihari, the place I grew up visiting every winter. Oh, apparently I can't navigate very well. There is something magical about the winter air here. It's great to be back. And this time it's just me and my best friend Suki. Is that the resort? I'm apparently terrible at playing video games. That's it. The Powdered Lodge. Welcome back to the Powdered Lodge, D8. It's always a pleasure to have you. This place still feels like home. The scent of cocoa and pine is just as I remember. It brings back fond memories. You're like a local celebrity here, Lunar. No way. My aunt Sherry's the star. It's her resort after all. We're just finishing up your room. Please make yourself comfortable in the lounge. We'll bring your keycards over shortly. Thanks, Yuki. Oh, look, it's the latest issue of Dream Mix magazine. Your aunt thinks of everything. Take this personality quiz to discover your dream match. Let's do it. Personality quizzes are kind of interesting, though. Usually I come across the ones like, which anime character are you in? That sort of thing. As far as personality types, it is an interesting thing to at least look into. But I'm INFJ. Technically, there's 16 different personality types basically describe how people interact with each other. Or in other words, how introverted are you and how extroverted? It's basically what it amounts to. Okay, first, what's my zodiac sign? I will forever just think of the Binding of Isaac every time I see these. I actually am an Aquarius. What's my blood type? I honestly don't know what my blood type is. I can't just pick red. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, that's easy. Purple. But there's more than just 7 colors here. We have baby blue, baby pink, black, blue, brown, chartreuse, gold, purple. Of course, I'm picking purple. And a lot of people say, oh, purple's color of royalty. It's also considered the color of humanity and compassion and empathy. What's interesting is have a large black portrait, or at least colors that are as dark as they can be, but actually still have their original color, but are as close to black as possible. Then some bold reds and some purple. Pink, orange. It's an odd shade of orange, though. Maroon. What? Iridescent? Green, gray, red, silver, teal, violet, white, yellow. It's like, what's really the difference between gold and yellow? And violet and purple. Purple. Food. What am I... Let's say, like, I have a choice? Okay, I can type things. I can't say I necessarily really have a favorite food, but stuffing. You guys, like, especially if you're an American, you should know what I'm talking about. Now, I know there might be countries out there that are not familiar with this, and of course you don't have to be an American to enjoy meals like Thanksgiving. You know, especially people tend to have similar meals, say for Christmas or Easter. The idea is and even then, that's traditionally air quote. I'm doing an air quote symbol, even though you guys can't see that. Where it is, you cook the stuffing inside of a turkey, which, yes, admittedly gives it a unique flavor. But ideally, what I mean by stuffing is you cook a pot on the stove and you just cook it in a pot. And it's basically seasoned bread, which sounds terrible like that, but it's actually really good. And there's lots of different ways it can be flavored. And there's probably different names for it in different countries and all that. But I would recommend it. It's actually a good side for most meals, you know, to have every few days or so. So it's pretty good. But yeah, it's traditionally, though, people will think about it unlike Thanksgiving or even Christmas, Easter, but usually Thanksgiving is usually when people think about this food. Also, there's many different ways to do it. There's different recipes for it and different ways of doing it. Some people mix additional things in with it. But like I said, I mean, there's like, I think a stovetop. You can get that if you just want instant stuff. But it's pretty good. But yeah, you don't have to be an American to enjoy something like Thanksgiving. If you just want to like have a meal with family, do it. You don't have to have a special day for it. Heck, honestly, I don't see a reason why other countries don't celebrate the 4th of July. You're like, oh, that's an American idea. It's American independence. I'm like, here's the thing. Even if you're not an American, even if you're not in America, wouldn't you like to blow something up? Wouldn't you like to shoot fireworks in the air? Wouldn't you think that would be pretty to see the explosion in the air? I mean, even if you're not an American and, you know, you're not in America, you know, why wouldn't you want to shoot fireworks in the air? Doesn't that sound fun? It doesn't have to be like you're celebrating 4th of July. It could just be, you know, hey, why are you like? And if someone looks at you like, hey, why are you celebrating 4th of July? Like, oh, I'm not. I'm just shooting this firework in the sky because it's fun and I get to see it explode. What's your favorite kind of music? I mean, I like listening to stuff like Metallica, System Down, Korn, Smile Bloody Soul, Tool, A Perfect Circle. I also listen to Rammstein, Pokemon soundtracks, anime soundtracks, Final Fantasy soundtracks. A lot of different music. How about the Final Fantasy 9 Leafa Tree theme? Either that or alternative rock or metal. I like to listen to a lot of different things. Heck, I'll even listen to nightcore music. Favorite kind of movie? I don't know. Anime? Ideal winter date? I definitely can't ski. Like, here's the thing. I have tried things like rollerblading, roller skating, and skateboarding, and skiing, ice skating, and, well, bicycling. I can't do those things. Honestly, I don't drink, and if a police officer were to pull me over and ask me, like, do the sobriety tests, I'd probably fail them. I have a poor sense of balance. Shopping, I mean, Fine dining, I'm fat. I am 5'11" and I am 204 pounds. I am fat, my arms are skinny, my belly is big and jiggly. But I do like to eat. Staying in, honestly, yeah, I tend to not really want to go anywhere most of the time. Then again, I spend a lot of time at work. I work in a factory. It's okay. I mean, I can pay the rent and I can get some Steam games here. Heck, this game was free. Technically it's a demo, but it's free. So, but I'm a lot of times I don't really feel like going anywhere. My crush showed up late for a date. Now, there's always a chance I might misunderstand what they mean by this, but like, obviously, if I'm expecting someone and they don't show up, I'd be worried, hey, are you okay? Are you safe? But didn't it apply earlier when they asked the question that the person showed up late? So, I mean, they're there and they're safe and everything. Dream partner's main quality. I would say this. Like, I'd say if I was to ever date again, I'd want someone that loves and cares about me. I'd want someone I feel safe with. I'd want someone who would never ever hurt me under any circumstance. Heck, I'd like someone who would like to walk on fucking bike trails with me. And someone who's really not argumentative about things. Heck, that's usually what people tend to criticize me about. Like, apparently I have a very mellow temperament, and I'm also kind of boring, and I just like to listen to music and be chilled, laid back, play some video games, read some manga. I'm not an exciting person. But the main thing is, I don't want someone affectionate, someone who'd be kind to me, someone who'd respect me, someone who I could actually be vulnerable around. Someone who would actually care about me in terms of my thoughts and my feelings. Someone who'd actually, treat me right, be kind to me. Someone who would not be, abusive in any way, whether verbally or physically. Someone who would actually be, again, like I said, that would never hurt me under any circumstance. Someone I could trust. Someone who'd respect me. Someone I could actually be vulnerable with. Like, here's the thing, in general, like, that's something that sounds kind of alien given my past relationships, where it was just stuff that never came up because, and even then, looking back, that's damn good that I didn't, because, oh my god, that if I had opened up about anything, that was, it would have definitely been used as ammunition against me, just to, like, oh, here's this thing I'm, very vulnerable and upset about. Oh, what? You're going to use it as a way to insult me and hurt me worse? But, I don't know, I've had bad experiences. So, but yeah, like I said, the most important thing to me in a partner would be, of course I'd want them to be someone attractive, and that's part of a sexual romantic relationship is, wanting to bang them. And obviously I'd be wanting person to find me attractive. I mean, that'd be nice. But the most important thing would be someone who actually loves and cares about me, someone who respects me, someone, who wouldn't be yelling or abusive or would never hurt me under any circumstance. Someone who in general would just make my life better. I mean, last thing I wanted is to be around somebody who's, where it feels like I'm having to walk on eggshells or something. I would like person I'd actually feel completely safe and comfortable to be around. Heck, imagine this. Imagine this scenario out there for all you guys out there. Anyone listening to this. Let's say hypothetically, if you were to have a nightmare and wake up, I'm thinking about on the Siren's Call Escape Velocity game. Which I'll say this. My real life, experience, oh my god, this would be such an alien fucking concept. Like thinking back to every person I've ever dated or had a relationship with, I couldn't imagine ever, crying in front of them, and them actually being supportive or kind. Like I could imagine, looking back the way those things were, that if I were to wake up and say that I had a nightmare or just be kind of sad and upset about it, I probably not only would have not gotten any sort of care or support, but would have probably been, insulted by my own partners over it. My experiences with people is, even the people that were in relationships with me were not exactly actually giving a shit about me as a person. So, yeah, it's like, looking back at those situations, it's kind of depressing. But at the same time, I can't help but laugh at just how fucked up that is. That I imagine if I were to have a nightmare and express that to any of those said partners, I imagine they would have, outright insulted me and been just complete fucking, bitch to me about it. If not lost respect for me out immediately about for that. But in general, I would want someone I could trust completely. Someone who would know everything about me and still accept and respect and love me for who I am. To where, if I were to be laying in bed and have a really bad dream and were to wake up, they would actually care about and want to comfort me. they would want to help make me feel better. And while they would care about my feelings, they'd want me to feel better, they wouldn't feel like I need to be fixed or made better in order to have value, that they would still respect and value me just as I am. Heck, to the point, it's like the statement of, if I was depressed, on the one hand, they should simultaneously want to cheer me up and comfort me, but also at the same time that even if I am depressed, they don't resent me being there. They don't feel like I'm an inconvenience or a burden. Heck, a lot of experiences I think a lot of people have in relationships is you feel like the other person's really just using you, and they just see you as how they can benefit this way and this way and this way. Like, oh, you pay this bill and you pay that bill. And it's like, because I've literally had people say stuff like that to me, and it's like, that hurts my feelings. But at the same time, it's good to know that stuff. And even though it was kind of said to me as an intention to try to hurt my feelings, which it did, but at the same time, it's better to know the truth about how things are. So even what they intended as to something to be very hurtful, it's just something that actually allowed me to understand who they really were and how things are for most people. But yeah, it's just, imagine that. Like, I know I said it in a very convoluted way, but the question I'm asking all of you guys out there is this. How would you feel about having a partner who, if you had a bad dream, they would actually, sit with you and be patient with you and care about your feelings and care about how you, how in, I think it's Socializing can be a Nightmare Part 32, where Judith is talking to Oliver for when he wakes up from his melatonin-induced dreams. And he's being relatively quiet. And, you wind up seeing stuff a little bit more from her point of view. And she's just being quiet and patient with him, because a lot of times he's very quiet and sometimes he's very walled off in his emotions. I guess the main thing I'm saying is this, that someone who would be patient, understanding, and loving in regard to me, someone who, one, would want me to open up to them and would be respectful and actually care about me in that regard, but also in the same regard that even if I were to be a bit depressed certain days or more withdrawn, that they don't resent me for it, or get angry at me or yell at me or something. Somebody would just be understanding and be patient with it. Not that I've put anyone real life as far as through that. I know how to force myself to be sociable and to interact with others despite however I'm feeling. Most of my life I've learned to either bottle up my emotions or, mask them so that I can just be normal. Heck, a lot of times if I was talking to people IRL, I avoid the topic of myself, and I usually would avoid discussing anything like my own personal feelings or anything bad happening in my life. Most of the time, if I were to talk to people, I'd be the one doing most of the listening, and I'd be keeping most of the conversation focused on them. But yeah, I guess the main question for all of you guys is, how would you feel if, you had a nightmare or something and you were really upset by it, and your partner was actually, caring and supportive and trying to comfort you, to the point that they both simultaneously, one, want to comfort you and make you feel better, but two, that even if you are in a depressed or upset state or hurt, they don't resent you for it, and they still are happy to be spending the time with you, even if you're feeling down. That they don't feel like they need you to be a certain way in terms of, oh, you have to have a smile and you have to be happy. Like, they want you to be happy and have a smile because they care about you, not because, oh, you being sad or depressed is somehow ruining their day, or that they have to fix you. Like, basically, this idea is this, that they want to help you and comfort you, but they also don't feel like there's anything wrong with you. Like, they accept you for, that you can be vulnerable. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to be strong and stoic. You can be, now granted, you can be sometimes, but the main point is you don't have to be, a certain persona or an image of strength at all times. You can just be human. You can just be yourself. You don't have to force yourself into some role as like, oh, okay, I'm the big protector person and strong and I never get upset or worried or anything. And, you don't have to like put up all these walls. Now, of course, looking back at my own personal experience, those walls were very good because the people involved were not people that would have been worthy of me not. Honestly, it's a fucking miracle I survived all this shit. Heck, I tend to be a lonely person, but I was never more lonely than when I was married. My fucking marriage sucked. Granted, the day my son was born, still the happiest day of my life. And I'll always love and care about him and be there for him anytime if he wants to see or talk to me or anything. But I will say this. Oh my God. Marriage, at least not my marriage, is something I would suggest any of you do. It was not pleasant. It's the loneliest I'd ever been in my entire life, and it's just it was a bad experience with that. And never again. I don't care how much I could honestly ever love or trust anybody in the future ever. I will never marry anyone ever again. Heck, in general, just given how bad my experience with women is, you know what? Again, I don't hate anybody. I'm just saying, hey, you know what? I'd rather just not be romantic with women anymore. I'll just be gay. Because at the end of the day, that's one, a benefit of being bisexual. You have another option. And two, at the end of the day is this. I will not go through losing another family. I cannot go through that again. Hell, for the first 5 years after my divorce, I spent several hours every single day sitting in my son's room talking to his stuffed animals. With exceptions of the first couple years where he'd be coming over on the weekends. But then the COVID pandemic happened and the lockdowns, and that kind of pushed a little rift there. Then seeing him for a while, and then just like... And then again, my experience with my ex-wife was fucking shitty. Heck, I still have a 3-inch scar on my right arm to remember my last Christmas being married to my ex-wife by. So, yeah. I'd rather not be stuck in a government contract with an adulterous, verbally abusive, physically abusive, psycho bitch. It's like... And again, I'm sorry going on the tangent. I'm just saying that... I'm just saying this. If you can have a happy marriage, good for you, whoever it is listening to this. But at the same time, it's just... I wouldn't wish any of you listening to this to be stuck in a relationship with someone that makes you feel unsafe, that seems to hate you, or takes advantage of you, or is verbally abusive to you, or physically abusive to you, or, cheats on you, or does any, or to where when you're at work you have to worry about the actual safety of your child, or then going through a divorce and worrying about, okay, I'm losing my family, I'm losing my child, I'm being betrayed by somebody I thought I could trust, who turned out to be a complete monster and nothing like who I thought they were. And yeah, I just would not wish any of you guys to go through that. And it's just, at the end of the day, what matters most to me is I just want someone who loves and cares about me. And obviously, yes, it'd be nice if they were cute and sexy. If it was someone I'm attracted to very much. But then again, to also a large degree, I'm pretty sure I've had depression for like 3 fucking decades at this point. And I feel like it's just gotten more and more over time, naturally, let alone given circumstances of life. I've never taken antidepressants, but I don't know, maybe I should. It's just, I don't know. My emotions don't really work the same way they used to, and whether it comes in terms of, and don't get me wrong, I still feel feelings like love and horniness, but I feel like both of those things don't really function the same way that they used to, and I don't know if it's just aging, I don't know if it's emotional traumas, or if it's the fact that maybe something physically is wrong with the brain or something. I don't know. Mix of all three. Maybe it's just part of getting older. Maybe it's just part of experiences like that are fucked up. But it's just, a lot of times I'd rather just be introverted. Like, no matter how lonely or much you want hugs or affection, you're like, I'd rather just stay home and go back to bed. You know, my life is, I go to work, and then when I'm not at work, I'll either do a Let's Play, play some video games on the PS5, or some casual games on my computer, watch some YouTube videos, watch some anime, read some light novels, read some manga, listen to music. I have a guitar. I can't play it worth a damn. I want to eventually learn foreign languages like German, and eventually maybe Japanese, French, and Hebrew. I have a keyboard, I have a guitar, I have books on how to draw. I like to go to the bike trail. It doesn't accomplish anything, but I like to just go to the bike trail and walk on the bike trail. Go to the gym, I try to work out, not really making any progress, but whatever, I'll just be the fat guy who works out, even if it accomplishes nothing. At the very least, it's still worth doing. As I sound very fucking discouraged. But, yeah, it's just, yeah. Then again, it was always something. But I guess even more important now is just, yeah. I want someone who's loving and caring. I want someone who's kind, someone who respects me. Someone I could actually be vulnerable around. Someone I'd feel safe with. Someone I'd actually be safe around. Someone who'd want me to be safe. Someone who'd care about my safety. Someone who'd actually want me to feel safe. Heck, I remember the scene where Judith hugs Oliver, rubs shoulder, and tells him he's safe now. You're safe, trying to reassure him. But looking back at any relationship I ever had, if there had ever been a situation where any of the women I dated ever, including every relationship, my wife, any of that, any person, I can't imagine them ever even doing that in the first place. Heck, every person I've ever been with, I feel, looking back at how they would have been completely disgusted by me and hate me completely if I was in a situation where I was emotionally hurt and would need someone to, comfort me and tell me I'm safe. Heck, they'd probably try to make it worse. And they'd probably insult me and try to shame me for it. But probably even yell. But yeah, just the way Judith is with Oliver. Someone who's patient and understanding. Someone who wants to comfort you. Someone who would literally hug you and tell you you're safe and try to, someone who would actually care. Not because of how you could benefit them, like, oh, you can pay these bills or do this, or you can fight these one people for someone or whatever. No, they just legitimately care about you as a person. They love you because you're you, not because of anything that's utilitarian. They actually just legitimately care about you as a person. And that's the thing. I mean, I feel like sexual intimacy is supposed to be a reflection of emotional intimacy. It's supposed to be something sacred. It's supposed to be something, like, you're not supposed to give that part of your body away to just anybody and everybody. And it's supposed to be like something of a bond between people. It's supposed to be someone you feel safe with, someone you trust, someone who's kind to you, someone who legitimately cares about you. I'm ruining the fucking video game by talking about my own fucking bullshit. But you guys get the point. Like, I mean, here's the thing. The other things aren't bad traits, but honestly, if I were to compare them to this, then their importance is nothing compared to this. Now, of course, yes, I'd value all of these other three things. But if I had to rank them in importance, I would give everything else a 1 and this a 10. Like, these still matter, but they're, even all of them combined, are nothing compared to this. I want someone who loves and cares about me, who's kind to me. Someone who isn't violent or contentious or... Like, here's the thing. The last thing you want when you come home, especially from work, is someone who's argumentative. Like, the last thing, like, the world out there is constantly beating you down, and it feels like it's a constant fucking battle out there. Last thing you need to do is step foot from out there as a battle and come into a fucking war zone in your own home. Like, nobody wants to have to feel like you have to walk on eggshells in your own fucking home to avoid setting somebody off. Like, to where you don't feel safe and you can't even relax in your own home. And you don't feel safe, and you feel like you're just constantly being criticized or told you need to do this, do that, and or yelled at or threatened, or the person around you might suddenly just become violent at any time. And you have to fear for your own safety as well as the safety of your children. And it's just... it's just... Yeah, I mean, I would rather someone that I felt that if I were to live with someone or even date somebody, even if I didn't live with them, I'd want it to be someone I would feel would be peaceful around me. And granted, they don't have to be perfect, but I shouldn't feel like, I don't know, scared to be around them and feel unsafe. It should be a place where it feels peaceful, where it's comfortable. Where I can actually just unwind, relax. Heck, to where if I wanted to, I could just sit there with a fucking cup of Earl Grey tea and just sort of stare out into space and zone out without it being some sort of fucking issue. Someone who actually just... And again, that's, like I said, I'm probably saying this... I'm probably wording all of this terribly. But the point is this. If I were to ever date again... Yeah, I want someone who's loving and caring, someone I can trust, someone I feel safe around, someone who would never ever hurt me, someone who's very affectionate, someone who thinks I'm attractive and compliments me and actually thinks the world of me. And also, the last thing I want is someone who considers me disposable. Heck, I don't know if any of you guys ever feel that way out there, but you ever feel either a mix of either... When it comes to the world out there, you're either unwanted, or if you are noticed, you're either invisible or seen as disgusting. And it's just, even if people do see value in you, they just see you as something that's to be used as a tool, or they see you as disposable. And all those are bad. Like, I would want someone who sees me as like their best friend, someone they trust, someone they feel safe around, someone that they would never want to hurt. I would want someone who legitimately loves and cares about me. Ideal winter retreat. They all are nice, but yeah, just spending day with the BFF. Dream match is kind and courageous leaders. My dream match is a kind and courageous leader. Someone who can make me laugh and make me feel safe is the one for me. Huh. So that's my ideal type. Your turn, Suki. Oh, I don't need a quiz to tell me who I'm most compatible with. I already know where my heart lies. Unfortunately, I know exactly who you're talking about. And that's the last person I would congesting my brain space on our vacation. Oh, come on, you love. Pardon me, your room key is ready. Mr. Yuki hands me a shiny golden key card. Whoa, wait, this is for the penthouse. That's right, this is what Miss Cherry booked you. Oh, and here's your elevator card. The penthouse told you you're famous. Famous? No, my aunt's favorite. Yes. Famous? No. My aunt's favorite? Yes. I have to thank Aunt Cherry later for the sweet hookup. This is definitely going to be a winter vacation to remember. Oh my god, that's so loud! That's a bunny, though. Turn down the volume just a little bit. This place is totally fat. Seriously, we could throw a party. First, let's unpack. There's a ton of rooms to choose from. Let me show you. Half of them are already occupied. So don't even think about trying to take my room. Hello? Toma, what are you doing here? Oh, there's a person named Toma from the Shining Force EXA game from the PS2. You didn't think you were the only one who had sick winter vacay hookup, did you? Scratch that thank you to my aunt. I didn't expect to see my brother on this trip. Toma, oh my god. How are you? How has college been? Hey. Suki, you just saw him at the holiday party at our house last week. We didn't really get to talk. Speaking of, why didn't you mention you were coming up here? That would have ruined the surprise. Ah, surprises are supposed to be good. This is a foul shock to my system.
Toma, you're starting this off on the wrong foot. Give the guy a break.
What?
It's fun to watch them fight, just like Mom and Dad.
Please, sign up for the free therapy they give us at college already.
What is happening? What do you mean free therapy? Like, yeah, what is happening? You know, I probably would actually see a therapist. You know, one, if I could afford it, and two, if I didn't think they would probably also bitch at me. Then again, I mean, I did get a couple free sessions about 5 or 6 months after my divorce from a basically it was this benefit package with this one thing that became available with this one job I was doing, and it's like, okay. So, I mean, okay, you get like 2 free sessions with a therapist. Okay, cool. It definitely helped me to understand, one, that my ex-wife was abusive, and two, that I was dealing with some grief and mourning and loss in regard to my son. Granted, at least I'm just glad he's happy, he's safe, he's alive, he's well taken care of, and healthy where he is. But I remember holding him when he was born. I really wanted to be the best dad in the world. And in the end, my wife turned into a psycho-adulterous bitch, and my son... But at least me and my son survived all of that. And I said always love him, be there for him. It's just currently alienated and estranged from him. I hope that gets better. At least he's away from his mother. Otherwise, he'd be dead. Same with me. It's funny, I actually did try to save my marriage and tried to argue for not getting divorced. I legitimately wanted to save my marriage and my family. But looking back, had I succeeded, it would have gotten me and my son killed. Had I not gotten divorced, I would have never, lived very long after that. So, it's definitely the best thing in the world. So it's kind of funny, I did my best to try to save that marriage, and at the end of the day, me getting divorced was the reason why I'm still alive. But I'm just saying, yeah, free therapy, that sounds like a good idea. Oh my god, could they be... Your face is always made obvious what you're thinking. Of course it's us. Ren, yo? Kichiro?
Dead ass. Only we're way better looking now, right?
So he's like childhood friends or something? I don't know. Also, deadass. Is this like... Please don't tell me we're gonna have Generation Alpha brain rot speak for the game, right?
Shut up. He doesn't represent us.
Okay. I do appreciate the voice acting. You guys, it's really you. Ren, Yo, Kichiro were mine and my brother's best friends. We spent every day together, walking to and from school, hanging out at the park, birthdays, holidays. But they moved away just before I entered middle school. What has it been, 6 years?
6 years and so many days since I last saw your pretty face.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Oh, God.
Picture it. It's my first semester of college. I can go anywhere in the country.
Alright, I keep saying I'm going to have shorter videos. It's already almost an hour. Let me check some of the store page. Loud. 1994, mountains of northern Japan. Are you ready to fall in love? Snowkissed. Oh my god, so fucking loud. Why it looped back. Weaves addictive stat building, day planning, and mini games with captivating... Okay, let's read this again, but with enthusiasm. It's 1994 in the mountains of northern Japan. Are you ready to fall in love? Snowkissed romance weaves addictive stat building, day planning, and mini games of captivating storytelling and plenty of 90s shoujo charm. Really, probably should save. If I can. I should go to bed. Yeah. I'm sorry for, wasting most of the video rambling about just... I honestly don't know what my blood type is. But yeah, it's a dating sim. This game is a dating sim. Though I don't like the idea of the whole day planning stuff. Like, it's too much pressure. But, and I actually am an Aquarius. And I like the moon. But I don't know my blood type. And I do, purple is a favorite color. It's a good color. But yeah, sorry I wasted so much of the video just talking about stuff rather than playing the game. I'll come back to this at some point. If you want to see more of this game, let me know. I'll try to be more focused, but I need to keep the videos under an hour, and I should probably sleep more. I've been sleeping okay lately. It's just I kind of stayed up late today. I mean, granted, it's the weekend now. I have 2 days off on this weekend, not pulling any extra overtime, so that's cool. I actually can't complain about that. So, though we are losing an hour this weekend to daylight savings. As I yawn into the microphone. Sleepy. Wouldn't mind somebody to cuddle with. Well, then again, I'm sure a lot of you out there probably feel the same. Heck, then again, I've been single for such a long time that I don't even remember what a hug feels like, so that's fine. I can hug a pillow. But, yeah, I'll come back to this game. This game's it's technically a demo and it's free. So it's if you guys want to play it yourself, but I'll come back to it maybe. Just I should get some sleep. Good night, guys. Bye.